Hello. Hi, hi. Howdy, howdy. Hi, Bones. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Howdy, howdy. Let's see who else. Who else we got? We got Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Con. Hi, Summer. Hello. Hi, hi, hi. Let me know how I sound. Also, let me know how I sound. Plus the background as well. I don't want it to be too loud, but I want it to be audible still. You know? Is everyone still open this? Because I have prepped um Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna read Lord of the Rings to you guys. So it's raining inside. You have to check your roof. Oh, I well, see that's the funny part. I was wondering how to go about this, but I really liked the way this effect looked. So I went ahead and did it. But hmm, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's something. Let me see. Let me take off the dust cover from the book. Shh. Here we go. Dust cover is off. Move it over there. Yeah, but how is everybody doing? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. I was like, is that the front or the back? It's, in fact, the back. Let's see. Oh, it comes with maps. It comes with illustrated maps inside the book. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Sound is a little muffled though. Oh, that might be because I was away from the mic. Sorry. Whoopsie, whoopsie daisy. Is it still? Is it still muffled? Are we doing okay now? Or is it still muffled? Let me see. Little muffled? Okay, let me see here. Let's see if I can't make it not so muffled. Um, maybe. Okay, maybe this? What's this? How we sound now? Better? Are we better? A bit muffled. Hmm. I guess the sooner I get this figured out for this stream, the next one will be a lot better. Mm-hmm. Me sounding. Maybe I should talk some more to make sure that it's fully picked up. Um, but also, um, I worry. I worry that I worry of my ASMR capabilities. I worry on this, I do. Wow, I see how it is. You peeps get it worse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's fine. See? And the next time I do an ASMR stream, it'll be totally, um, perfect, actually. It'll be perfect and good. Don't really hear much of a difference? Okay, give me a second. Let me see if I can do, um, damn. How about more like this? How is this? I quieted the little rain sound instead. Possibly helpful. Oh, let me get this. There's a. Here we go. There's a little bookmark inside. Fix the bookmark a little bit. Damn. Okay. A bit better? Oh my goodness. Let me see. Maybe I increase this again. And we'll see. We'll see how that is. How is that? Are we still muffly? Are we better? Are we audible? Audible and good, perhaps? Perhaps good and audible? It's not the worst thing ever, we can still hear you. I wonder... Maybe I should increase it even more. Audible, yes. Audible, yes. Let me see. Let me start reading some stuff, and we'll see if I'm too quiet, then I can adjust it a little bit more. Let's see. The Lord of the Rings. This is very... Let me see. Let me turn into actual pages here. In the... Going through the index. Notes on illustration. Let's see. Okay, there's this large prologue, which I'm not sure that I'm going to read the prologue, unless you guys want me to read the prologue. Let me know. Let me know if you'd like the prologue, because it seems like it's a lot of just, I don't know if it's that interesting compared to the actual book part of things. But it's mostly about hobbits, it seems like. Seems like it's... Try the prologue for test. Oh! Okay. Wait, Task Book Club where he reads for the steepies in the stables outside during a storm? Oh, that's so cute. He does it because we're scared of thunder. That is the cutest thing I've ever thought of. Try the prologue for test or part of it. Okay, yeah. So let's read a little bit of the prologue, and we'll see if it is actually audible and understandable. And if not, I might have to tweak some stuff again. So let's find out. Let's see. Prologue. Concerning hobbits. I might have to angle the book upward a little as well, so my tracking doesn't break. This book is largely concerned with hobbits, and from its pages, a reader may discover much of their character and a little of their history. Further information will also be found in the selection from the Red Book of Westmarch that has already been published under the title of The Hobbit. That story was derived from the earlier chapters of the Red Book, composed by Bilbo himself, the first hobbit to become famous in the world at large, and called by him there and back again, since they told of his journey into the East and his return, an adventure which later involved all the hobbits and the great events of that age that are here related. Okay, how was that? Are we audible? Audible and good and... Oh my goodness. Audible and good and normal? Perhaps. I will say, this is like a very beautiful book. I might have to show you guys where I got it from. Audible, yes. Trying to think of how to describe it. A little tinny. Hmm. It might be because of the rain background. Hold on. Let me edit some stuff here. Bam. Okay. Let me double check my filters. I'm checking all my filters now. I'm not sure. How does it sound now? Maybe a little better? Let's see. Let's keep talking. Let's say some words. Let's test some words. Testing. Let me double check my filters because I think a filter got turned off that was not supposed to be off. Let me see. Let me see. Noise gate. Did my noise gate come off and it's not supposed to? Let's see. My compressor is on. Limiter. Noise gate. I'll go ahead and pop that back on just in case. It should be okay. Seems better? The same? Huh. Oh, hi, Cabin. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to me struggling to make sure, everything sounds okay. I hope you're... Oh, yeah, Kai said it best. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, let me do my daily today. Symbol of a worthwhile pursuit. I guess that must be talking about ASMR. I don't know. Sounds a little less crunchy now. Or sounded a bit more like a headset mic. I wonder if it's because I had to increase the gain so much. Because I said it would be soft-spoken, and I adjusted the gain according to that, but I'm worried that maybe the gain... I don't know. Well, maybe I'll read some more, and we'll see. We'll see if we're doing... Prologue. Let's see. Many, however, may wish to know more about this remarkable people from the outset, while some may not possess the earlier book. For such readers, a few notes on the more important points are here collected from Hobbit lore, and the first adventure is briefly recalled. I wonder if it's because of the... Ooh, you know what? Wait, I have a genius plan. My genius plan. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Bam. Brain. My brain is so wrinkling. My brain is ultimately wrinkling. I turned down my fan, which I believe might be causing a lot of the problems. Hopefully we're good now. I think. Might sound better now. Let's see, let's read some random... What is this part? Hobbits are an unobtrusive but very ancient people, more numerous formerly than they are today. They live peace and quiet and good-tilled earth. Yeah, take care of yourself, Cabin. Hope you're not rushing into work. Let me see. What else did I miss? I think that was probably it. Okay. Stay comfy, though. I'll take a little more crunch if it means you're not melting. Well, thankfully, it's cooler today, so I'm alright if I keep my fan on a lower setting. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, my goodness. I'm trying to find the proper angle to read and still be tracked. I think this might be good because I can look down and, check everything. Sounds good though? So it must have. It definitely, actually, it definitely was the fan, I think. Okay. Well, if the melting happens, you better put that fan back on or higher. Yeah, that should be alright. But thank you, Kai. Okay. Well, let's see. Prologue. Let's go ahead on to the first actual chapter. Okay, this is the Fellowship of the Ring, and it's the first part of the Lord of the Rings. So let's get in there. Book 1. This is Chapter 1. Chapter 1, A Long Expected Party. It's quite an awkward angle to read from, because I want tracking to work, but I also, because this is me looking down at them. Oh, I guess that's not that bad. Oh, it kind of is. It kind of is a little bit bad. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Well, we're just gonna get right into it. Everybody, hashtag cozy up. Also, if the audio gets messed up somehow, I apologize in advance. I'll check chat every now and then just in case. Comf over tracking, good. I don't have a knife emote, but insert it here. Okay. I understand. We will become. Maybe I put myself to sleep. What if I read while I'm sleeped? That'd be kind of funny. Put myself to sleep with the reading. That'd be good. Okay. Unless I want to look like a little freak while I'm reading, which probably it'll be okay, I think. Let's get started. Even you are cozy and eep. Oh, right, that would be kind of cute. Okay. Let's lock in. Chapter 1, Long Expected Party. When Mr. Bilbo Baggins of Bag End announced that he would shortly be celebrating his 11th birthday with a party of special magnificence, there was much talk and excitement in Hobbiton. Bilbo was very rich and very peculiar, had been the wonder of the Shire for 60 years, ever since his remarkable disappearance and unexpected return. The riches he had brought back from his travels had now become a local legend, and it was popularly believed, whatever the old folk might say, that the hill at Bag End was full of tunnels stuffed with treasure. And if that was not enough for fame, there was also his prolonged vigor to marvel at. Time wore on, but it seemed to have little effect on Mr. Baggins. At 90, he was much the same as at 50. At 99, they began to call him well-preserved, but unchanged would have been the nearer mark. There were some that shook their heads and thought that this was too much of a good thing. It seemed unfair that anyone should possess, apparently, perpetual youth, as well as, reputedly, inexhaustible wealth. It will have to be paid for, they said. It isn't natural, and trouble will come of it. But so far, trouble had not come, and as Mr. Baggins was generous with his money, most people were willing to forgive him his oddities and his good fortune. He remained on visiting terms with his relatives, except, of course, the Sackville Bagginses, and he had many devoted admirers among the hobbits of poor and unimportant families. But he had no close friends until some of his younger cousins began growing up. The eldest of these, and Bilbo's favorite, was young Frodo Baggins. When Bilbo was 99, he adopted Frodo as his heir and brought him to live at Bag End, and the hopes of the Sackville Bagginses were finally dashed. Bilbo and Frodo happened to have the same birthday, September 22nd. "You'd better come and live here, Frodo, my lad," said Bilbo one day, "and then we can celebrate our birthday parties comfortably together." At that time, Frodo was still in his tweens, as the hobbits called the irresponsible 20s between childhood and coming of age at 33. 12 more years passed. Each year the Bagginses had given very lively combined birthday parties at Bag End, but now it was understood that something quite exceptional was being planned for that autumn. Bilbo was going to be 111, 111, a rather curious number and a very respectable age for a hobbit. The old Took himself had only reached 130, and Frodo was going to be 33. 33, an important number, the date of his coming of age. Tongues began to wag in Hobbiton and Bywater, and rumor of the coming event traveled all over the Shire. The history and character of Mr. Bilbo Baggins became once again the chief topic of conversation, and the older folk suddenly found their reminiscences in welcome demand. No one had a more attentive audience than old Ham Gamgee, commonly known as the Gaffer. He held forth at the Ivy Bush, a small inn on the Bywater Road, and he spoke with some authority, for he had tended the garden at Bag End for 40 years, and had helped old Holman in the same job before that. Now that he was himself growing old and stiff in the joints, the job was mainly carried on by his youngest son, Sam Gamgee. Both father and son were on very friendly terms with Bilbo and Frodo. They lived on the hill itself, in number 3, Bagshot Row, just below Bag End. "A very nice, well-spoken, gentle hobbit is Mr. Bilbo, as I've always said," Gaffer declared. With perfect truth, for Bilbo was very polite to him, calling him Master Hamfast, and consulting him constantly upon the growing of vegetables. In the matter of roots, especially potatoes, the Gaffer was recognized as a leading authority by all in the neighborhood, including himself. "What about this Frodo that lives with him?" asked old Noakes of Bywater. "Baggins is his name, but he's more than half a brandy-buck, they say. Beats me why any Baggins of Hobbiton should go looking for a wife away there in Buckland, where folks are so queer." "And no wonder they're queer," put in Daddy Two-Foot, the Gaffer's next-door neighbor. "They live on the wrong side of Brandywine River, and right agin the old forest. That's a dark bad place, if half the tales be true." "You're right, Dad," said the Gaffer. "Not that the Brandy-Bucks of Buckland live in the old forest, but they're a queer breed, seemingly. They fool about with boats on that big river, and that isn't natural. Small wonder that trouble came of it, I say. But be that as it may, Mr. Frodo is as nice a young hobbit as you could wish to meet. Very much like Mr. Bilbo, and in more than looks. After all, his father was a Baggins. The decent, respectable hobbit was Mr. Drogo Baggins. There was never much to tell of him till he was drowned." "Drowned?" said several voices. They had heard this, and other darker rumors before, of course, but hobbits have a passion for family history, and they were ready to hear it again. "Well, so they say," said the Gaffer. "You see, Mr. Drogo, he married poor Miss Primula Brandybuck. She was our Mr. Bilbo's first cousin on the mother's side, her mother being the youngest of the old Took's daughters, and Mr. Drogo was his second cousin. So Mr. Frodo is his first and second cousin, once removed either way, as the saying is, if you follow me. And Mr. Drogo was staying at Brandy Hall with his father-in-law, old Master Gorbadoc. What a word that is. Whoopsie. Master Gorbadoc, as he often did after his marriage, him being partial to his victuals, and old Gorbadoc keeping a mighty generous table. He went out boating on the Brandywine River, and he and his wife were drowned. And poor Mr. Frodo, only a child and all. I've heard they went on the water after dinner, in the moonlight," said Old Noakes. "It was Drogo's weight as sunk the boat, and I heard she pushed him in, and he pulled her in after him," said Sandyman, the Hobbiton miller. "You shouldn't listen to all you hear, Sandyman," said the Gaffer, who did not much like the miller. "There isn't no call to go talking of pushing and pulling. Boats are quite tricky enough for those that sit still without looking further for the cause of trouble. Anyway, there was this Mr. Frodo left an orphan and stranded, as you might say, among those queer Bucklanders, being brought up anyhow in Brandy Hall, a regular warren by all accounts. Old Master Gorboduc never had fewer than a couple hundred relations in the place. Mr. Bilbo never did a kinder deed than when he brought the lad back to live among decent folk. But I reckon it was a nasty knock for those Sackville Bagginses. They thought they were going to get Bag End that time when he went off and thought to be dead. And then he comes back and orders them off. And he goes on living and living, and never looking a day older, bless him. And suddenly he produces an heir, and has all the papers made out proper. Sackville Bagginsons will never see the inside of Bag End now. Or it is to be hoped not. There's a tidy bit of money tucked away up in there, I hear tell," said a stranger, a visitor on business from Michael Delving in the West Farthing. "All the top of your hill is full of tunnels packed with chests of gold and silver and jewels, by what I've heard." "Then you've heard more than I can speak to," answered the Gaffer. "I know nothing about jewels. Mr. Bilbo is free with his money. There seems no lack of it. But I know of no tunnel making. I saw Mr. Bilbo when he came back, a matter of 60 years ago, when I was a lad. I'd not long come prentice to old Holman, him being my dad's cousin. But he had me up at Bag End helping him to keep the folks from trampling and trapezing all over the garden while the sale was on. And in the middle of it all, Mr. Bilbo comes up the hill with a pony and some mighty big bags and a couple of chests. I don't doubt they were mostly full of treasure he had picked up in foreign parts, where there would be mountains of gold, they say. But there wasn't enough to fill tunnels. But my lad Sam will know more about that. He's in and out of Bag End, crazy about stories of the old days he is, and listens to all Mr. Bilbo's tales. Mr. Bilbo has learned him his letters, meaning no harm, mark you, and I hope no harm will come of it. 'Elves and dragons,' I says to him, 'cabbages and potatoes are better for me and you. Don't go getting mixed up in the business of your betters, or you'll land in trouble too big for you,' I says to him. And I might say it to others," he added, with a look at the stranger and the miller. But the Gaffer did not convince his audience. The legend of Bilbo's wealth was now too firmly fixed in the minds of the younger generation of hobbits. "Ah, but he has likely enough been adding to what he brought at first," argued the miller, voicing common opinion. "He's often away from home, and look at the outlandish folk that visit him. Dwarves coming at night, and that old wandering conjurer, Gandalf, and all. You could say what you like, Gaffer, but Bag End's a queer place, and its folks are queerer. And you can say what you like about what you know no more of..." Oh my goodness, this is quite a sentence, hold on. "And you can say what you like about what you know no more of than you do of boating, Mr. Sandyman," retorted the Gaffer, disliking the miller even more than usual. "That's being queer than we could do with a bit more queerness in these parts. There's some not far away that wouldn't offer a pint of beer to a friend. They lived in a hole with golden walls. They do things proper at Bag End. Our Sam says that everyone's going to be invited to the party. There's going to be presents, mark you, presents for all, this very month as is." That very month was September, and as fine as you could ask. A day or two later, a rumor, probably started by knowledgeable Sam, was spread about that there was going to be fireworks Fireworks, what's more, such has not been seen in Shire for nigh on a century, not indeed since old Tuke died. Queer is the word of the day for real. It seems that way. My goodness. Be throwing all kinds of... They say, yep. Let's see. Days passed, and the day drew nearer. An odd-looking wagon, laden with odd-looking packages, rolled into Hobbiton one evening, and toiled up the hill to Bag End. Startled hobbits peered out of lamplit doors to gape at it. It was driven by outlandish folk, singing strange songs, dwarfs with long beards and deep hoods. A few of them remained at Bag End. At the end of the second week in September, a cart came in through Bywater from the direction of Brandywine Bridge in broad daylight. An old man was driving it all alone. He wore a tall, pointed blue hat, a long gray cloak, and a silver scarf. He had a long white beard and bushy eyebrows that stuck out beyond the brim of his hat. Small hobbit children ran after the cart, all through Hobbiton and right up the hill. It had a cargo of fireworks, as they rightly guessed. At Bilbo's front door, the old man began to unload. There were great bundles of fireworks of all sorts and shapes, each labeled with a large red G and the elf rune. I'm gonna have to take my word for this. It's just kind of a symbol. I don't know what. It's just a. They just put a symbol on the page, so just imagine some kind of rune, and you know what? That'll do it. That was Gandalf's mark, of course, and the old man was Gandalf the wizard. His fame in the Shire was due mainly to his skill with fires, smokes, and lights. His real business was far more difficult and dangerous, but the Shire folk knew nothing about it. To them, he was just one of the attractions at the party, hence the excitement of the hobbit children. "Gee for grand," they shouted, and the old man smiled. They knew him by sight, though he only appeared in Hobbiton occasionally and never stopped long. But neither they nor any but the oldest of their elders had seen one of his firework displays. They now belonged to a legendary past. When the old man, helped by Bilbo and some dwarves, had finished unloading, Bilbo gave a few pennies away, but not a single squib or cracker was forthcoming, to the disappointment of the onlookers. "Run away now," said Gandalf. "You will get plenty when the time comes." Then he disappeared inside with Bilbo, and the door was shut. The young hobbit stared at the door in vain for a while, and then made off, feeling that the day of the party would never come. Inside Bag End, Bilbo and Gandalf were sitting at the open window of a small room looking out west onto the garden. The late afternoon was bright and peaceful. Flowers glowed red and golden, snapdragons and sunflowers, and nasturtiums trailing all over the turf walls and peeping into the round windows. "How bright your garden looks," said Gandalf. "Yes," said Bilbo, "I'm very fond indeed of it, and all the dear old Shire, but I think I need a holiday." "You mean to go on with your plan, then?" "I do. I made up my mind months ago, and I haven't changed it." "Very well. It's no good saying any more. Stick to your plan, your whole plan, mind, and I hope it will turn out for the best, for you and for all of us." "I hope so. Anyway, I mean to enjoy myself on Thursday and have my little joke." "Who will laugh, I wonder?" said Gandalf, shaking his head. "We shall see," said Bilbo. The next day, more cult. Oh my goodness. Maybe I need a little sip. Let me get a little sip real quick. My mouth's drying out so fast. Okay. Right back into it. The next day, more carts rolled up the hill. Still more carts. There might have been some grumbling about dealing locally, but that very week orders began to pour out of Bag End for every kind of provision, commodity, or luxury that could be obtained in Hobbiton or Bywater, or anywhere in the neighborhood. People came enthusiastic, and they began to tick off the days on the calendar. They watched eagerly for the postman, hoping for invitations. Before long, the invitations began pouring out. The Hobbiton post office was blocked, and the Bywater post office was snowed under, and voluntary and assistant postmen were called for. There was a constant stream of them going up the hill, carrying hundreds of polite variations on, "Thank you, I shall certainly come." Oh, time to T-bell often. I wish you could have that timer you had for the co-work stream. You take little breaks once in a while. I think I might do it by, I think the chapters are quite large, actually. Oh, maybe they're not. Oh, yeah, they're not that much longer until this chapter is finished. So I think I'll take a break after this chapter and just kind of chat a little bit. But thank you, Kai. Or just a timer somewhere. Yeah. I'll probably just do chapter by chapter, you know. But yeah, but thank you. A notice appeared on the gate at Bag End. No admittance except on party business. Even those who had, or pretended to have party business, were seldom allowed inside. Bilbo was busy, writing invitations, ticking off answers, packing up presents, and making some private preparations of his own. From the time of Gandalf's arrival, he remained hidden from view. One morning, the hobbits woke to find a large field south of Bilbo's door covered with ropes and poles for tents and pavilions. A special entrance was cut into the bank leading to the road, and wide steps and large white gates were built there. 3 hobbit families of Bagshot Row, adjoining the field, were intensely interested and generally envied. Old Gaffer Gamgee stopped even pretending to work in his garden. The tents began to go up. There was an especially large pavilion, so big that the tree that grew in the field was right inside it, and stood proudly near one end at the head of the chief table. Lanterns were hung on all its branches. More promising still, to the hobbits' mind, an enormous open-air kitchen was erected in the north corner of the field. A draught of cooks from every inn and eating house for miles around arrived to supplement the dwarves and other odd folk that were quartered at Bag End. Excitement rose to its height. Then the weather clouded over. That was on Wednesday, the eve of the party. Anxiety was intense. Then Thursday, September 22nd, actually dawned. The sun got up, clouds vanished, flags were unfurled, and the fun began. Bilbo Baggins called it a party, but it was really a variety of entertainments rolled into one. Practically everybody living near was invited. A very few were overlooked by accident, but as they turned up all the same, that did not matter. Many people from other parts of the Shire were also asked, and there were even a few from outside the borders. Bilbo met the guests and additions at the new White Gate in person. He gave away presents to all and sundry. The latter were those who went out again by a back way and came in again by the gate. Imagine that. They already got their gifts and they said, actually, let me get one more gift real quick. He gave away presents. Hobbits give presents to other people on their own birthdays. Not very expensive ones as a rule, and not so lavishly as on this occasion. But it was not a bad system. Actually, in Hobbiton and Bywater, every day in the year was somebody's birthday, so that every hobbit in those parts had a fair chance of at least one present, at least once a week. They never got tired of them. On this occasion, the presents were unusually good. Hobbit children were so excited that for a while they almost forgot about eating. There were toys the like of which they had never seen before, all beautiful and some obviously magical. Many of them had indeed been ordered a year before, and had come all the way from the mountain and from the dale, and were of real dwarf make. When every guest had been welcomed, and was finally inside the gate, There were songs, dances, music, games, and of course, food and drink. There were 3 official meals: lunch, tea, and dinner, or supper. But lunch and tea were marked chiefly by the fact that at those times all guests were sitting down and eating together. At other times, there were merely lots of people eating and drinking continuously from 11sies until 6:30, when the fireworks started. Oh, can I have one? Oh, T-Bell. I kind of forgot to activate the T-Bell on this scene because I figured it might interrupt. But you know what? I'll have a sip. I'll have a little sip here. Thank you, Summer. Okay. Right back to it. Fireworks were made by Gandalf. They were not only brought by him, but designed and made by him. And the special effects, set pieces, and flights of rockets were led off by him. There were also a generous distribution of squibs, crackers, bacca wrappers, sparklers, torches, dwarf candles, elf fountains, goblin barkers, and thunderclaps. They were all superb. The art of Gandalf improved with age. There were rockets like a flight of scintillating... Wait a minute. I kind of forget how you say this word. Scintillating? I think it's scintillating. Now I have to look it up before I continue. Hold on. Ooh. Where's my bookmark? Let me pop that in there real quick. I'm looking up how you say this because I've bungled. Whoopsie, I've had a little bungle. Let me check. Double check how you say. Oh, there is no C sound to it. It's just scintillating. I think. That's interesting. Okay. Scintillating. I've never had to say that word. Okay, where was I? There were rockets like a flight of scintillating birds singing with sweet voices. There were green trees with trunks of dark smoke, their leaves open like whole spring unfolding in a moment, and their shining branches dropped glowing flowers down upon astonished hobbits, disappearing with a sweet scent just before they touched their upturned faces. There were fountains of butterflies that flew glittering into trees. There were pillars of colored fire that rose and turned into eagles or sailing ships. Oh my goodness, this book is quite heavy. Let me try and get it into position then. Oh, I'm fixed already. That's good. For flying swans, there was a red thunderstorm and a shower of yellow rain. There was a forest of silver spears that sprang suddenly into the air with a yell like an embattled army, and came down again into the water with a hiss like 100 hot snakes. There was also one last surprise in honor of Bilbo, and it startled the hobbits exceedingly, as Gandalf intended. The lights went out. A great smoke went up. It shaped itself like a mountain seen in the distance and began to glow at the summit. It spouted green and scarlet flames. Out flew a red golden dragon, not life-size, but terribly lifelike. Fire came from its jaws. His eyes glared down. There was a roar, and he whizzed 3 times over the heads of the crowd. They all ducked, and many fell flat on their faces. The dragon passed like an express train. Express train. Turned a somersault and burst over Bywater with a deafening explosion. "That is the signal for supper," said Bilbo. Pain and alarm vanished at once, and the prostrate hobbits leaped to their feet. There was splendid supper for everyone. For everyone, that is, except those invited to the special family dinner party. This was held in the great pavilion with the tree. Invitations were limited to 12 dozen, a number also caused by the hobbits, 1 gross, though the word was not considered proper to use of people. And the guests were selected from all the families to which Bilbo and Frodo were related. with the addition of a few special unrelated friends, such as Gandalf. Many young hobbits were included and present by parental permission, for hobbits were easygoing with their children in the matter of sitting up late, especially when there was a chance of getting them a free meal. Bringing up young hobbits took a lot of provender. There were many Bagginses and Boffins, and also many Tooks and Brennybucks, various Grubbs, relation of Bilbo Baggins' grandmother, and various Chubbs, connections of his Took grandfather, and a selection of Burrowses, Bulgers, Bracegirdles, Brockhouses, Goodbodies, Hornblowers, and Proudfoots. Some of these were only very distantly connected to Bilbo, and some had hardly ever been in Hobbiton before, as they lived in remote corners of the Shire. Sackville Bagginses were not forgotten. Otho and his wife Lobelia were present. They disliked Bilbo and detested Frodo. So magnificent was the invitation card, written in gold ink, they had felt it was impossible to refuse. Besides their cousin, Bilbo had been specializing in food for many years, and his table had a high reputation. All the 144 guests expected a pleasant feast, though they rather dreaded the after-dinner speech of their host, an inevitable item. He was liable to drag in bits of what he called poetry, sometimes, after a glass or two, would allude to the absurd adventures of his mysterious journey. The guests were not disappointed. They had a very pleasant feast, in fact, an engrossing entertainment, rich, abundant, varied, and prolonged. The purchase of provisions fell almost to nothing throughout the district in the ensuing weeks, but as Bilbo's catering had depleted the stocks of most of the stores, cellars, and warehouses for miles around, that did not matter much. After the feast, more or less, came the speech. Most of the company were, however, now in a tolerant mood, at that delightful stage which they called filling up the corners. They were sipping their favorite drinks and nibbling at their favorite dainties, and their fears were forgotten. They were prepared to listen to anything and to cheer at every full stop. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Kevin. I guess it was a second ago that it happened. Oh, and we've got ads, and let me see. 5 minutes. Yum yum. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. My dear people, began Bilbo, rising in his place. Here, 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 they shouted, kept on repeating it in chorus, seeming reluctant to follow their own advice. Bilbo left his place and went and stood on a chair under the illuminated tree. The light of the lanterns fell on his beaming face. Golden buttons shone on his embroidered silk waistcoat. They could all see him standing, waving one hand in the air. The other was in his trouser pocket. My dear Bagginses and Boffins, he began again. My dear Tooks and Brandybucks, Grubbs and Chubbs, Burrowses, Hornblowers, Bulgers, Bracegirdles, Goodbodies, Brockhouses, and Proudfoots. Proud feet, shouted an elderly hobbit from the back of the pavilion. His name, of course, was Proudfoot, and well merited. His feet were large, exceptionally furry, and both were on the table. Proudfoots, repeated Bilbo. Also, my good Sackville Bagginses that I welcome back at last to Bag End. Today is my 111th birthday. I am 11-1 today. Hooray, hooray! Many happy returns, they shouted, and they hammered joyously on the tables. Bilbo was doing splendidly. This was the sort of stuff they liked. Short and obvious. Hope you are all enjoying yourselves as much as I am. Deafening cheers, cries of yes and no, noises of trumpets and horns, pipes and flutes and other musical instruments. There were, as has been said, many young hobbits present. Hundreds of musical crackers had been pulled. Most of them bore the mark Dale on them, which did not convey much to most of the hobbits. They all agreed they were marvelous crackers. They contained instruments, small, but of perfect make and enchanting tones. Indeed, in one corner, some of the young Tooks and Brandybucks, supposing Uncle Bilbo to have finished, since he had plainly said all that was necessary, now got up an impromptu orchestra and began a merry dance tune. Master Everard Took and Miss Meliad Brandybuck got on a table, and with bells in their hands began to dance the sprinkle ring, a pretty dance, but rather vigorous. But Bilbo had not finished. Seizing a horn from a youngster nearby, he blew 3 loud hoots. The noise subsided. "I shall not keep you long," he cried. Cheers from all the assembly. "I have called you all together for a purpose." Something in the way he said this made an impression. There was almost silence, and 1 or 2 of the Tooks pricked up their ears. "Indeed, for 3 purposes. First of all, to tell you that I'm immensely fond of you all, and that 11 years is too short a time to live amongst such excellent and admirable hobbits." Tremendous outburst of approval. "I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve." This was unexpected and rather difficult. There was some scattered clapping, but most of them were trying to work it out, see if it came to a compliment. "Secondly, to celebrate my birthday." Cheers again. "I should say our birthday, for it is, of course, also the birthday of my heir and nephew, Frodo. He comes of age and into his inheritance today." Some perfunctory clapping by the elders, and some loud shouts of "Frodo! Frodo! Jolly old Frodo!" from the juniors. Sackville Baggins scowled and wondered what was meant by "coming into his inheritance." "Oh, ads are coming. Maybe I should take a short break. A little break. While the ads go. Let me close them. Ahoo! Making a pumpkin while you read a story? The cozy fall vibes are getting to me? Oh, that sounds delightful. I hope you're having fun. Do a little stretch. Ugh. Stretch. Well, how is everyone doing? Hope you're enjoying the story. The reading story. Actually, give me a second. I'll be right back. You guys can enjoy the sounds of the rain. I return. See, doing homework while listening, but I'm getting so eepy. Oh no. Well, I guess that's kind of the purpose of ASMR, but I'm sorry. Let's see. Smacks pots and pans together. It def helps. I watched the movies for the first time a few months ago. Yeah. So you be having the lore. I gotta lock in right now. Got this, yeah. It's got so cozy I'm gonna fall asleep at my desk. Oh no. If you have to go, I understand. But because I'll be doing another stream in a few hours. For those of us in the other side of the world. I ain't gonna sleep cause of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get no sleep cause of me. No. Need those jump scare redeems just for you. Yeah, totally localized. Localized jump scares just for Bones. Okay. Let me open the book again and let's get back at it. Popping a metal pipe real quick. Okay, secondly, to celebrate my birthday, cheers again. Oh wait, I already read this part, didn't I? Let's see. Here we go. Together we scored 144. Your numbers were chosen to fit this remarkable total. One gross, if I may use the expression. No cheers. This was ridiculous. Many of the guests, and especially the Sackville Bagginses, were insulted, feeling like they had only been asked to fill up the required number, like goods in a package. One gross indeed. Vulgar expression. It is also, if I may be allowed to refer to an ancient history, the anniversary of my arrival by barrel at Escaroth on the Long Lake, though the fact that it was my birthday slipped my memory on that occasion. I was only 51 then. Birthdays did not seem so important. The banquet was very splendid, however, though I had a bad cold at the time, I remember, and I could only say, "Thank you very much." I now repeat it more correctly. Thank you very much for coming to my little party. We get another sip real quick. Oh, I'm hardcore. I got lemon lime bubbly soda while I listen to my ASMR with my neck pillow. Oh, heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Obstinate silence. They all feared that a song or some poetry was now imminent. They were getting bored. Why couldn't he stop talking and let them drink his health? But Bilbo did not sing or recite. He paused for a moment, heard, and finally he said, "I wish to make an announcement." He spoke this last word so loudly and suddenly that everyone sat up, still could. I regret to announce that, though, as I said, 11 years is far too short a time to spend among you, this is the end. I am leaving now. Goodbye. He stepped down and vanished. It was a blinding flash of light, and the guests all blinked. When they opened their eyes, Bilbo was nowhere to be seen. 144 flabbergasted hobbits sat back speechless. Old Odo Proudfoot removed his feet from the table and stamped. Then there was a dead silence, until suddenly, after several deep breaths, every Baggins, Boffin, Took, Brandybuck, Grubb, Chubb, Burrows, Bolger, Bracegirdle, Rockhouse, Goodbody, Hornblower, and Proudfoot began to talk at once. It was generally agreed that the joke was in very bad taste, and more food and drink were needed to cure the guests of shock and annoyance. "He's mad, I always said so," was probably the most popular comment. Even the Tooks, with a few exceptions. Oh, my goodness. Not a pause in the rain. Where was I? Even the troops, with a few exceptions, thought Bilbo's behavior was absurd. For the moment, most of them took it for granted that his disappearance was nothing more than a ridiculous prank. But old Rory Brandybuck was not so sure. Neither age nor an enormous dinner had clouded his wits. He had said to his daughter-in-law Esmeralda, "There's something fishy in this, my dear. I believe that mad Baggins is off again. Silly old fool. But why worry? He hasn't taken the victuals with him," he said loudly to Frodo to send the wine round again. Frodo was the only one present who had said nothing. For some time he had sat silent beside Bilbo's empty chair and ignored all remarks and questions. He had enjoyed the joke, of course, even though he had been in the know. He had difficulty in keeping from laughter at the indignant surprise of the guests. At the same time, he felt deeply troubled. He realized suddenly that he loved the old hobbit dearly. Most of the guests went on eating and drinking and discussing Bilbo Baggins's oddities, past and present. The Sackville Bagginses already departed in wrath. Frodo did not want to have any more to do with the party. He gave orders for more wine to be served, then got up and drained his own glass silently to the health of Bilbo, and slipped out of the pavilion. As for Bilbo Baggins, even while he was making his speech, he had been fingering the golden ring in his pocket, his magic ring that he had kept secret for so many years. As he sat down, he slipped it on his finger. He was never seen by any hobbit in Hobbiton again. He walked briskly back to his hole, and stood for a moment listening with a smile to the din in the pavilion, to the sounds of merrymaking in the other parts of the field. Then he went in. He took off his party clothes, folded up and wrapped in tissue paper his embroidered silk waistcoat, and put it away. Then he put on quickly some old, untidy garments, and fastened round his waist a worn leather belt. On it he hung a short... Oh my goodness, there's so many S sounds. On it he hung a short sword in a battered black leather scabbard. From a locked drawer, smelling of mothballs, he took out an old cloak and hood. They had been locked up as if they were very precious. They were so patched and weather-stained that their original color could hardly be guessed. It might have been dark green. They were rather too large for him. He then went into his study, and from a large strong box took out a bundle wrapped in old cloths, and a leather-bound manuscript, and also a very large, bulky envelope. The book and bundle he stuffed into the top of a heavy bag that was standing there, already nearly full. Into the envelope he slipped his golden ring and its fine chain, and then sealed it and addressed it to Frodo. At first he put it on the mantelpiece, but suddenly he removed it and stuck it in his pocket. At that moment the door opened, and Gandalf came quickly in. "Hello," said Bilbo. "I wondered if you would turn up." "I'm glad to find you visible," replied the wizard, sitting down in a chair. "I wanted to catch you and have a few final words. I suppose you feel that everything has gone off splendidly and according to plan?" "Yes, I do," said Bilbo, "though that flash was surprising. Quite startled me, let alone the others." "A little addition of your own, I suppose?" "It was. You have wisely kept that ring secret all these years, and it seemed to me necessary to give your guests something else that would seem to explain your sudden vanishment. And would spoil my joke." "You're an interfering old busybody," said Bilbo. "But I expect you know best, as usual." "I do, when I know anything. But I don't feel too sure about this whole affair. It has now come to the final point. You have had your joke, and alarmed or offended most of your relations, and given the whole Shire something to talk about for 9 days, or 99, more likely. Are you going any further?" "Yes, I am. I feel I need a holiday. A very long holiday, as I have told you before. Probably a permanent holiday. I don't expect I shall return. In fact, I don't mean to, and I have made all arrangements. I am old, Gandalf. I don't look it, but I am beginning to feel it in my heart of hearts. Well preserved indeed, he snorted. Why, I feel all thin, sort of stretched, if you know what I mean. Like butter that has been scraped over too much bread. That can't be right. I need a change, or something. Gandalf looked curiously and closely at him. No, it does not seem right, he said thoughtfully. No, after all, I believe your plan was probably the best. Well, I've made up my mind anyway. I want to see mountains again, Gandalf. Mountains. And then somewhere I can rest. In peace and quiet, without a lot of relatives prying around, and a string of confounded visitors hanging on the bell. I might find somewhere where I can finish my book. I've thought of a nice ending for it. And he lived happily ever after, to the end of his days. Gandalf laughed. I hope he will, but nobody will read the book, however it ends. Oh, they may in years to come. Frodo has read some already, as far as it has gone. You'll keep an eye on Frodo, won't you? Yes, I will. 2 eyes, as often as I can spare them. He would come with me, of course, if I asked him. In fact, he offered to once, just before the party. But he does not really want to yet. I want to see the wild country again, before I die, and the mountains. But he is still in love with the Shire, with woods and fields and little rivers. He ought to be comfortable here. I am leaving everything to him, of course, except a few oddments. I hope he will be happy when he gets used to being on his own. It's time he was his own master now. Everything, said Gandalf. The ring as well. You agreed to that, you remember? Well, yes, I suppose so, stammered Bilbo. Where is it? In an envelope, if you must know, said Bilbo impatiently. There, on the mantelpiece. Well, no. Here it is in my pocket. He hesitated. Isn't that odd now? He said softly to himself. Yet after all, why not? Why shouldn't it stay there? Gandalf looked again very hard at Bilbo. There was a gleam in his eyes. I think, Bilbo, he said quietly, you should leave it behind. Don't you want to? Well, yes. And no. Now it comes to it, don't like parting with it at all, I may say. And I don't really see why I should. Why do you want me to? He asked, and a curious change came over his voice. It was sharp with suspicion and annoyance. You are always badgering me about my ring. You have never bothered me about other things that I got on my journey. No, but I had to badger you, said Gandalf. I wanted the truth. It was important. Magic rings are, well, magical, and they are rare and curious. I was professionally interested in your ring, you may say, and I still am. I should like to know where it is. You go wandering again. Also, I think you have had it quite long enough. You won't need it any more, Bilbo, unless I am quite mistaken. Bilbo flushed, and there was an angry light in his eyes. His kindly face grew hard. Why not? He cried. And what business is it of yours? Anyway, to know what I do with my own things. It is my own. I found it. It came to me. Yes, yes, said Gandalf. There's no need to get angry. If I am, it is your fault, said Bilbo. It is mine, I tell you. My own. My precious. Yes, my precious. Wizard's face remained grave and attentive, and only a flicker in his deep eyes showed that he was startled and indeed alarmed. It has been called that before, he said, but not by you. But I say it now, and why not? Even if Gollum said the same once. It's not his now, but mine, and I shall keep it, I say. Gandalf stood up. He spoke sternly. You will be a fool if you do, Bilbo, he said. You make that clearer with every word you say. It has got far too much hold on you. Let it go, and then you can go yourself and be free. I'll do as I choose and go as I please, said Bilbo obstinately. Now, my dear hobbit, said Gandalf. All your long life we've been friends, and you owe me something. Come, do as promised. Give it up. Well, if you want my ring yourself, say so, cried Bilbo. You won't get it. I won't give my precious away, I tell you. His hand strayed to the hilt of his small sword. Gandalf's eyes flashed. It'll be my turn to get angry soon, he said. If you say that again, I shall. Then you will see. Gandalf the Grey, uncloaked, took a step towards the hobbit, and he seemed to grow tall and menacing. His shadow filled the little room. Bilbo backed away to the wall, breathing hard, his hand clutching at his pocket. They stood for a while facing one another, and the air of the room tingled. Gandalf's eyes remained bent on the hobbit. Slowly, his hands relaxed, and he began to tremble. I don't know what has come over you, Gandalf, he said. You have never been like this before. What is it all about? It is mine, isn't it? I found it, and Gollum would have killed me if I hadn't kept it. I'm not a thief, whatever he said. I have never called you one, said Gandalf. And I am not one either. I'm not trying to rob you, but to help you. I wish you would trust me as you used to. He turned away, and the shadow passed. It seemed to dwindle again, to an old grey man, bent and troubled. Bilbo drew his hand over his eyes. I am sorry, he said, but I felt so queer, and yet it would be a relief in a way not to be bothered with it any more. It has been so growing on my mind lately. Sometimes I have felt it was like an eye looking at me. I am always wanting to put it on and disappear, don't you know, or wondering if it is safe, and pulling it out to make sure. I tried locking it up, but I found I couldn't rest without it in my pocket. I don't know why. And I don't seem to be able to make up my mind. Then trust mine, said Gandalf. It's quite made up. Go away and leave it behind. Stop possessing it. Give it to Frodo, and I will look after him. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Thank you, Seventh. Hi! How are you? We're doing a little Lord of the Rings reading with some little rain background. But I hope you're well. Thank you so much. 3 months. My goodness. How are you? Let me see. Bilbo stood for a moment, tense and undecided. Presently he sighed. All right, he said with an effort. I will. Then he shrugged his shoulders and smiled rather ruefully. After all, that's what this party business was all about, really. To give away lots of birthday presents. And somehow make it easier to give it away at the same time. Hasn't made it any easier in the end, but it would be a pity to waste all my preparations. It would quite spoil the joke. Indeed, it would take away the only point I ever saw in the affair, said Gandalf. Very well, said Bilbo. Goes to Frodo, with all the rest. He drew a deep breath. And now I really must be starting, or somebody else will catch me. I have said goodbye, and I couldn't bear to do it all over again. He picked up his bag and moved to the door. You've still got the ring in your pocket, said the wizard. Well, so I have, cried Bilbo. And my will and all the other documents, too. You'd better take it and deliver it for me. That will be safest. No, don't give the ring to me, said Gandalf. Put it on the mantelpiece. It will be safe enough there till Frodo comes. I shall wait for him. Bilbo took out the envelope, and just as he was about to set it by the clock, his hand jerked back, and the packet fell on the floor. Before he could pick it up, the wizard stooped and seized it, set it in its place. A spasm of anger passed swiftly over the hobbit's face again. Suddenly it gave way to a look of relief and a laugh. Well, that's that, he said. Now I'm off. He went out into the hall. Bilbo chose his favorite stick from the stand. Then he whistled. 3 dwarves came out, of different rooms where they had been busy. Is everything ready? Asked Bilbo. Everything packed and labeled? Everything, they answered. Well, let's start then. He stepped out of the front door. It was a fine night. The black sky was dotted with stars. He looked up, sniffing the air. What fun! What fun to be off again, off on the road with dwarves. This is what I've really been longing for years. Goodbye, he said, looking at his old home and bowing to the door. Goodbye, Gandalf. Goodbye, for the present, Bilbo. Take care of yourself. You are old enough, and perhaps wise enough. Take care. I don't care. Don't you worry about me. I'm as happy now as I've ever been. That is saying a great deal. The time has come. I am being swept off my feet at last, he added, and then, in a low voice, as if to himself, he sang softly in the dark. Oh boy. Oh, it's quite a long song as well. Here's the interesting part. If Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit had all of the music from the books that's actually in there, it would have wound up being a musical. And I just think that's a really funny thing to note. Because it would have wound up as a musical. Let me see. Let me take a sip and stretch again. Because just hunched position trying to read the book is kind of it's really messing with my back. Let me see. Hey, never say never. You know what? You're right. New Hobbit musical open. Oh gosh. Unshrimp. You're right. Well, it's hard to. This book, it is I should say it is giant because it is the full it's Lord of the Rings, all of them in their entirety. So it's the Fellowship of the Ring, it's the Two Towers, and it's the Return of the King, all in one book. So it's really big. Can you rest the book on something? Maybe. Hold on. It's either that or either that or I lean back instead. In which case I'm not sure how that'll go. But I could try. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here, let me... Ugh. You set it up like this. Oh, that might work. If I just prop it up and read it from here instead. That might be better. Back pain, no bueno. Yeah, normally I have good posture, so now since I'm having bad posture, it's really kind of harshing the vibe, as it were. Harshing the vibe. Let's see. Oh boy, do I really want to attempt? I'll just read it. I'm not going to sing it, because I cannot sing. So we'll just read it. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow, if I can. Pursuing it with eager feet, until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet, and whither then, I cannot say. No. Know your star continuation. Your star was a special occasion. Let's see. He paused, silent for a moment. Then without another word he turned away from the lights, voices in the field and tents, and followed by his 3 companions, went round into his garden, and trotted down the long sloping path. He jumped over it, a low place in the hedge at the bottom, and took to the meadows, passing into the night like a rustle of wind in the grass. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Hi, Helena. Lurking, but hope everyone's doing good, and congrats on 100. Thank you, Helena. I appreciate it. Oh. Oh my. Baldened. We're baldened. But I hope you're doing good, Helena. Hello. And thank you for the lurk. See, and thank you for the head pets. And the ball pets, I should say. Let me get another drink here. Okay. Let's get back into it. Back into it. Okay. He jumped over a low place in the hedge at the bottom and took to the meadows, passing into the night like a rustle of the wind in the grass. Gandalf remained for a while, staring after him into the darkness. "Goodbye, my dear Bilbo. Till our next meeting," he said softly, and went back indoors. Frodo came in soon afterwards, and found him sitting in the dark, deep in thought. "Has he gone?" he asked. "Yes," answered Gandalf. "He has gone at last." I hoped until this evening that it was only a joke," said Frodo. "But I knew in my heart that he really meant to go. He always used to joke about serious things. I wish I'd come back sooner, just to see him off." "I think really he preferred slipping off quietly in the end," said Gandalf. "Don't be too troubled. He'll be all right. Now. He left a packet for you. There it is." Frodo took the envelope from the mantelpiece, glanced at it, but did not open it. "You'll find his will and all other documents in there, I think," said the wizard. "You are the master of Bag End now, and also, I fancy, you'll find a golden ring." "The ring!" exclaimed Frodo. "Has he left me that? I wonder why. Still, it may be useful." "It may, and it may not," said Gandalf. "I should not make use of it, if I were you, but keep it secret, and keep it safe. Now, I am going to bed." As master of Bag End, Frodo felt it his painful duty to say goodbye to the guests. Rumors of strange events had by now spread all over the field, but Frodo would only say, "No doubt, everything will be cleared up in the morning." About midnight, carriages came for the important folk. One by one they rolled away, filled with full but very unsatisfied hobbits. Gardeners came by arrangement, and removed in wheelbarrows those that had inadvertently remained behind. Oh, did gardeners just come with their wheelbarrows and take hobbits that are still there? That's hilarious. Anyway. Night slowly passed. The sun rose. Hobbits rose rather later. Morning went on. People came and began, by orders, to clear away the pavilions, and the tables, and the chairs, and the spoons and knives, and bottles and plates, and the lanterns, and the flowering shrubs and boxes, and the crumbs and cracker paper, the forgotten bags and gloves and handkerchiefs, and the uneaten food, a very small item. Then a number of people came, without orders. Bagginses and Boffins and Bolgers and Tooks and other guests that lived or were staying near. By midday, even when the best fed were out and about again, there was a large crowd at Bag End, uninvited but not unexpected. Frodo was waiting on the step, smiling but looking rather tired and worried. He welcomed all the callers, but he had not much more to say than before. His reply to all inquiries was simply, Mr. Bilbo Baggins has gone away, as far as I know, for good." Some of the visitors he invited to come inside, as Bilbo had left messages for them. Inside the hall, there was piled a large assortment of packages and parcels and small articles of furniture. On every item, there was a label tied. There were several labels of this sort. For Adelard Took, for his very own, from Bilbo, on an umbrella. Adelard had carried off many unlabeled ones. For Dora Baggins, in memory of a long correspondence with love from Bilbo, on a large waste paper basket. Dora was Draco's sister, and the eldest surviving female relative of Bilbo and Frodo. She was 99, and had written reams of good advice for more than half a century. For Milo Burrows, hoping it would be useful, from BB on a gold pen and ink bottle. Milo never answered letters. For Angelica's use, from Uncle Bilbo, on a round convex mirror. She was young Baggins, too obviously considered her face shapely. For the collection of Hugo Bracegirdle, from a contributor, on an empty bookcase. Hugo was a great borrower of books, and worse than usual at returning them. For Lobelia Sackville Baggins, as a present, on a case of silver spoons. Bilbo believed that she had acquired a good many of his spoons while he was away on his former journey. Lobelia knew that quite well. When she arrived later in the day, she took the point at once. She also took the spoons. This is only a small selection of the assembled presents. Bilbo's residence had gotten rather cluttered up with things in the course of his long life. It was a tendency of hobbit holes to get cluttered up, for which the custom of giving so many birthday presents was largely responsible. Not, of course, that the birthday presents were always new. There were one or two old mathams of forgotten uses that had circulated around all the district. But Bilbo had usually given new presents and kept those that he received. The old hole was now being cleared a little. Every one of the various parting gifts had labels, written out personally by Bilbo. Several had some point or some joke. But of course, most of the things were given where they would be wanted and welcome. The poorer hobbits, especially those of Bagshot Row, did very well. Old Gaffer Gamgee got 2 sacks of potatoes, a new spade, a woolen waistcoat, and a bottle of ointment for creaking joints. I need to take another sip. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Old Rory Brandybuck, in return for much hospitality, got a dozen bottles of old Wynyards, a strong red wine from South Farthing, and now quite mature, as it had been laid down by Bilbo's father. Rory quite forgave Bilbo and voted him a capital fellow after the first bottle. There was plenty of everything left for Frodo, and of course, all the chief treasures, as well as the books, pictures, and more than enough furniture were left in his possession. There was, however, no sign nor mention of money or jewelry. Not a penny piece or glass bead was given away. Frodo had a very trying time that afternoon. A false rumor that the whole household was being distributed free spread like wildfire, and before long the place was packed with people who had no business there, but could not be kept out. Labels got torn off and mixed, and quarrels broke out. Some people tried to do swaps and deals in the hall, and others tried to make off with minor items not addressed to them, or with anything that seemed unwanted or unwatched. The road to the gate was blocked with barrows and hand carts. In the middle of the commotion, the Sackville Bagginses arrived. Oh, my neck. Hold on. Trying to find a better way to read this. 1 second. Maybe if I put it up on this. Ooh. This might be it. I might be a genius. I might be a genius. Leaning back, you said, might help? Yeah, I think that is. It's such a large book that even when I lean back, it's... Oh, this is actually kind of worse. Hold on. Oh. Hope that didn't get picked up. I just bumped the mic. Sorry. Brain wrinkling again. You really picked a good one, huh? Yeah, this is, oh, what a hefty thing to read. It's so big. It's so giant. Oh my goodness. But it's fine. It's so fine. Where did I leave off? Frodo had retired for a while and left his friend Merry Brandybuck to keep an eye on things. When Otho loudly demanded to see Frodo, Merry bowed politely. He is indisposed, he said. He is resting. Hiding, you mean, said Lobelia. Anyway, we want to see him, and we mean to see him. Just go and tell him so. Merry left them a long while in the hall, and they had time to discover their parting gift of spoons. It did not improve their tempers. Eventually, they were shown into the study. Frodo was sitting at a table with a lot of papers in front of him. It's delightful so far, but take care you don't hurt yourself, please. Yeah. I gotta be careful not to... Because I still got the stream later, too. Unless I have to call it off for some reason, which I guess it depends on how my voice feels after all this reading. We'll see. Eventually, they were shown into the study. Oh, wait, that... He looked indisposed to see Sackville Bagginses at any rate, and he stood up, fidgeting with something in his pocket. But he spoke quite politely. Sackville Bagginses were rather offensive. They began by offering him bad bargain prices, as between friends, for various valuable and unlabeled things. When Frodo replied that only the things specifically directed by Bilbo were being given away, they said the whole affair was very fishy. Only one thing clear to me, said Otho, and that is that you are doing exceedingly well out of it. I insist on seeing that will. Otho would have been Bilbo's heir before the adoption of Frodo. He read the will carefully and snorted. It was, unfortunately, very clear and correct. According to the legal customs of hobbits, which demand, among other things, 7 signatures of witnesses in red ink. Foiled again, he said to his wife, and after waiting 60 years. Spoons? Fiddlesticks. He snapped his fingers under Frodo's nose and stumped off, but Lobelia was not so easily got rid of. A little later, Frodo came out of the study to see how things were going on, and found her still about the place, investigating nooks and corners and tapping the floors. He escorted her firmly off the premises, after he had relieved her of several small but rather valuable articles that had somehow fallen inside her umbrella. Her face looked as if she was in the throes of thinking out a really crushing, parting remark, but all she found to say, turning around on the step, was, "You'll live to regret it, young fellow. Why don't you go too? You don't belong here. You're no Baggins. You're a Brandybuck. Did you hear that, Merry? That was an insult, if you like," said Frodo, as he shut the door on her. "It was a compliment," said Merry Brandybuck, "and so, of course, not true." Then they went round the hole, and evicted 3 young hobbits, 2 boffins and a bolger, who were knocking holes in the wall of one of the cellars. Frodo also had a tussle with young Sancho Proudfoot, old Otto Proudfoot's grandson, who had begun an excavation in the larger pantry, where he thought there was an echo. The legend of Bilbo's gold excited both curiosity and hope, for legendary gold, mysterious obtained, not positively ill-gotten, is, as everyone knows, anyone's for the finding, unless the search is interrupted. When he had overcome Sancho and pushed him out, Frodo collapsed on a chair in the hall. "It's time to close the shop, Merry," he said. "Lock the door and don't open it to anyone today, not even if they bring a battering ram." Then he went to revive himself with a belated cup of tea. He had hardly sat down when there came a soft knock at the front door. Lobelia again, most likely, he thought. She must have thought of something really nasty and have come back again to say it. It can wait. He went on with his tea. The knock was repeated, much louder, but he took no notice. Suddenly, the wizard's head appeared at the window. "If you don't let me in, Frodo, I shall blow your door right down your hole and out through the hill," he said. "My dear Gandalf." "Half a minute," cried Frodo, running out of the room to the door. Come in, come in. I thought it was Lobelia." "Then I forgive you. But I saw her some time ago, driving a pony trap towards Bywater with a face that would have curdled new milk. She had already nearly curdled me. Honestly, I nearly tried on Bilbo's ring. I longed to just disappear." "Don't do that," said Gandalf, sitting down. "Do be careful of that ring, Frodo. In fact, it is partly about that I have come to say a last word." "Well, what about it?" "What do you know already?" "Only what Bilbo told me. I have heard his story, how he found it and how he used it, on his journey, I mean." "Which story, I wonder?" said Gandalf. "Oh, not what he told the dwarves and put in his book," said Frodo. "He told me the true story soon after I came to live here. He said you had pestered him till he told you, so I'd better know too. No secrets between us, Frodo," he said. "They are not to go any further. It's mine, anyway." "That's interesting," said Gandalf. "Well, what do you think of it all?" "If you mean inventing all that about a present, well, I thought the true story much more likely, and I couldn't see the point of altering it at all. It was very unlike Bilbo to do so, anyway, and I thought it rather odd." "So did I, but odd things may happen to people that have such treasures if they use them. Let it be a warning to you, to be very careful with it. It may have other powers than just making you vanish when you wish to." "I don't understand," said Frodo. "Neither do I," answered the wizard. "I have merely begun to wonder about the ring, especially since that last night. No need to worry. But if you take my advice, you'll use it very seldom or not at all. At least, I beg you not use it in any way that will cause talk or rouse suspicion. I say again, keep it safe and keep it secret." "You are very mysterious. What are you afraid of?" "I'm not certain, so I'll say no more. I may be able to tell you something when I come back. I'm going off at once, so this is goodbye for the present." Got up. "At once?" cried Frodo. "Why, I thought you were staying on for at least a week. I was looking forward to your help." "I did mean to, but I have had to change my mind. I may be away for a good while, but I'll come and see you again, as soon as I can. Expect me when you see me. I shall slip in quietly. I shan't often be visiting the Shire openly again. I find that I've become rather unpopular. They say I am a nuisance and a disturber of the peace. Some people are actually accusing me of spiriting Bilbo away, or worse. If you want to know, there's supposed to be a plot between you and me to get hold of his wealth." "Some people!" exclaimed Frodo. "You mean Otho and Lobelia. How abominable!" "I would give them Bag End and everything else if I could get Bilbo back and go off tramping in the country with him. I love the Shire. But I begin to wish, somehow, that I had gone too. I wonder if I shall ever see him again." "So do I," said Gandalf. "And I wonder many other things. Goodbye now. Take care of yourself. Look out for me, especially at unlikely times. Unlikely times. Goodbye." Frodo saw him at the door. He gave a final wave of his hand and walked off at a surprising pace, but Frodo thought the old wizard looked unusually bent, almost as if he was carrying a great weight. Evening was closing in. His cloaked figure quickly vanished into the twilight. Frodo did not see him again for a long time. Okay. Oh my goodness, that was that first chapter. First chapter completed. What do we think? What do we think? Ooh, ooh, ooh. What do we think? The first chapter. I thought you said it wasn't that long. Shockingly, it was longer than I thought. That was 2 hours almost. Oh gosh, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me see. I'm gonna have to lean my neck back like this for a little bit because, oh my gosh, I'm not used to having my head like that. That's rough. That's a rough one. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Didn't even realize how long it's been already. Yeah. My goodness. How's your voice feeling? Maybe better not to. Maybe better not to think about that right now. Um, I don't know. Somehow it feels worse than like I can stream 3 hours no problem, but I think maybe being hushed like this is kind of making my voice scratchy. Really, really scratchy here. Oh, you gave me a hydrate check and I was already drinking. Well, I'll drink again. Yum, yum, yum. Well, you know, there's doing a little talk here and there versus reading the entire time. I don't know. I feel like I talk majority of stream. But I think this is kind of just a me problem. I think this is just a me problem for this particular soft-spoken vibe. I think it's really bungling me up. Uh-oh. Don't squint at me. Don't squint at me in this way. Makes it a me problem too. Oh no. Unproblems it? Unproblems it from you? Unproblems it from you immediately? Gotta rest your voice? Well, that's gonna be a later thing. I'll rest my voice later, after stream. But then again, I'm streaming again tonight, so I guess... Whoopsie. ASMR stream? Whoa, hi Isaiah. Yeah, it is ASMR stream. I'm just now taking a break because I read the entire first chapter of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and now I'm just, we're just chilling. We're just chilling now. But yeah, ASMR stream. Good book? Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure. Very lovely, very lovely. Lovely book. Yeah, definitely before the stream for tonight. Let me see. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I mean, whenever I end stream, it'll be a few hours from now that I stream again for the night, the USA crew. It's either that or I guess before anyone squints at me again, I will postpone stream if I think that my voice isn't up to the task. So don't worry about that. I'll make sure that I'm feeling okay. Voice wise. Because if not, I might have to not do the later tonight stream. Also wonder if for future reading streams, maybe digital books? Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm thinking, because I'm hurting my neck. Oh, so you don't break your neck? Yeah. as much as I love physical books, unfortunately, normally you have time to get into like a really cozy pose and all this, but from where I am, really not in the cards. So quick, give me some tea names that have flowers. Um, well, there's chamomile tea, chamomile. You can put there's lavender tea. You can put lavenders in your tea. There's also the actual tea blossom itself, which is called Camellia sinensis. What else is there? There's chrysanthemum tea, osmanthus tea, jasmine tea. There's like a shockingly large amount of flowers and tea. Very delightful, in fact. But yeah, there's all kinds of flowers. Kinds of flower teas. But yeah, I think for next, if I do reading again, I would in fact do digital for sure, so that I don't have to look down so much. Writes down, think, smiles at you in the other direction, like this. In fact, like this. Anyway, man, almost 2 hours. I wonder. Oh man, I wonder if now would be a good time to end stream soon. As much as that sucks, just because I worry about my neck, and I don't want to. I don't want to hurt my neck much more. I will say, if my neck starts hurting even worse, maybe I will totally gotta get some blue light glasses then. Oh, that's true. Well, I have filter. What's it called? I have a blue light filter like app thing. I was so locked in I didn't even realize it was break time. Surprise, it's break time. Are you oh, does that mean you're studying? Good luck, Ruby. Good luck. Studious task. Me and my little glasses. Reading. All good, but you read it for almost 2 hours, you're good? That's true. It was. And I think it definitely doesn't help the trying to be quiet while doing it. Because, I don't know, the soft-spoken reading... Well, I don't know. My voice feels okay. It's mostly my neck right now. Yeah, please don't worry about taking care of your neck. Neck is valuable. My neck giblets. I gotta take care of my neck giblets. But Doing a softer voice tends to start hurting the back of my throat after a while, so yeah. I think I'm okay right now. Just because I feel like I'm not really forcing it to be softer, I'm just kind of, I don't know. It's very interesting. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and snooze ads, just in case. Because, I'm a really loud person, so I couldn't say, yeah, normally, I'd be talking quite loud. Be speaking quite loudly. I turned up the gain quite a bit on my microphone to account for this, that I'm being quieter. Quieter than usual. I just had to mute so fast because I just absolutely blasted a sneeze out. Whoopsie. Hey, I can confirm. Gotcha. Ruby. The loudspeaker. Loudspeaker Ruby. Well, you know what? Heck yeah. Uh-oh. Am I gonna sneeze again? Hold on a minute. No, okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. No, wait, yes. I still feel it. It's lingering. It's lingering in a crazy way. Sudden dad sneeze. Yeah, that's why I muted so fast. I'm also like fighting allergies right now. Fighting a lot of allergies. It's been rough. It's been a rough time. It's been like the past 3 days I've had crazy allergies. And I don't normally have allergies, but I think it's because of the new place. There might be new allergens that I wasn't used to before. So, oh, nonchalant and loud as hell. I don't know how she does it. That sounds quite powerful. It sounds very, very powerful. Yes. Let's see. What do you guys think? Should I try and start on the next chapter, or should I just save it? Should I save it for later stream? Because I think if I doing 3 hours is not exactly feasible, especially if just that took 2. That did take 2 hours. So maybe, maybe we hold off on. I mean, I could read some other stuff, just maybe not specifically. Maybe not specifically. It's your call, really. How are you feeling? I feel okay right now. I think if I were to put my head down and have to read again, that might suck. Take a break if needed. Neck is valuable. This is true. I could read some poems instead, maybe, to just prolong some ASMR. Because I would definitely be okay with reading something that's not making my neck go down. Save it and live. Yeah, if I could just read digital something, that could work out. That could work out quite nicely. I could just read random poems or something that I find interesting. Maybe I read some random documentary stuff. That could be fun. Oh, wait, maybe I read stuff about tea. Maybe I read tea facts. That'd be... Hey. Hey. Time to grab random objects and shake them around for ASMR. Let's see, what do I have? I don't think my mic, because of the settings I put it on, will pick up tapping. Let me see, I'm gonna try and tap. Let's see about this. Oh yeah, that's just not getting picked up at all, so I'll have to, prepare. Let me see. Tea lore. Oh, tea lore. We could read some tea facts. Jingle jangle. Jingle jangle, jingle jangle. Beat up the mic, I guess? Oh no. Okay, let's, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go read random poems. Or something. Random tea info, maybe. Let's go find some tea facts. Let's see. POV me beating you up. Oh my gosh, I love those. I sent one to Kai once, because I remembered that they existed, and I sent one right to Kai. POV me beating you up or something, and it was so I had to send it. Let's see, what are some facts that I know about tea? No, that it's really, really, really old as a beverage itself. Because like the first recorded, like, I guess, word of it or anything was like in BC in China. I want to say it was somewhere around 50 BC. So that's how old tea is. At least documented history of it. It could be even older and just not be written down, but that's that. Let's see. Damn. Yeah, it's old. Tea is old. Tea is older than you even imagined, actually, because people think, oh yeah, like several hundred years. Mm-mm-mm. How long exactly? Oh, so it was approximately 2,075 years ago was the first, like, around the first documented mentions of tea in China. So how old would the Task Kingdom be? Oh, that's an interesting question. You know what? Maybe we talk about lore. Maybe we talk about task lore. Just for fun. ASMR. ASMR task lore? Hmm. Hmm. Maybe maybe I reveal some stuff. Some sneak peeks. Some hot sneak peeks for everybody that's here right now. Task lore. My beloved. Finally, lore. Let's see. What can I? Um. Oh, so the very first steepy, I should say. How can I phrase this? Oh, ads are here. Oh, hopefully no one got. I don't think we have anybody who would have been hit by those. Gosh, I hope not. I hope not. Anyway, the very first steepy originated from me. I created the first steepy. Steepy were not in existence before me, the task. The very first steepy was my creation. I say creation, but that's not quite how it happened, really. But yeah, every steepy came from the very first steepy. the little face. When the lore drops. Yeah. Yeah. But the very first steepy. So let's. How much lore can I drop? Let's think. So I created you, but not really. Okay. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm struggling how to explain it without it being like mad scientist T-Prince. No, nothing like that. More like manifestation. More like manifestation kind of thing. One task father for real. Kai, please. Kai, please. Kai, don't do this. Don't do this. Truly fathered. But yeah, the first manifested the steepy popped into existence for real. Yeah. I won't reveal their circumstances as to why just yet, but just know they exist. The circumstances do exist. I'm just not going to reveal why or how. But yeah. Let's see. What else can I reveal? What other lores? Oh, yes. Every ruler of our presently secretly named, not revealed name of our kingdom, I should say. Every ruler, king, as it were. I might be a king right now, but it's just temporary. It's a whole thing. Anyway, everyone gets their own familiar. So, mine are steepies. Steepies. And the very first steepy. And now a bunch of steepies roam the land. Bunch of steepies roam the land now. But yeah. Every king gets their own sort of magical aligned familiar that aligns with their abilities. So I get Steepy. The shock. Oh. Lore drops again. The lore keep dropping. But yeah. That's some more lore tidbits. What else? What else can I tease on? Or things that won't be too important to reveal, I guess. I think I revealed already something about the Steepy Springs, but there's some hot springs in the mountains of the kingdom that Steepies love to go to. They love those hot springs. They like to just steep. They like to steep in those, and they're called Steepy Springs now. Because there's just a bunch of Steepies there hanging out, having a spa day. Studying this for real. Taking notes for real. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, it's just kind of customary for the present king or ruling body to have their own representative little creature. And for me, it's Steepy. But yeah. Steepy was manifested by me. I'm making myself sleepy because all this rain that I'm hearing. Does that mean there isn't like a set family symbol / crest? Oh, there is a family crest. Yes, there's a family crest, but not like it's not animal based. So it's yeah. But there is one. Or is it always changing? No, there's been one that's been lasting, a lasting symbol. But it's not an animal or anything like that. And every king gets their own representative crest that's of them, but not of the kingdom. No. The royal family, we get our own set crest that doesn't change. But then, individuals get their own, everyone needs their family seal to sign on stuff. But yeah. I love how this is turning into just ASMR lore / Q&A / whatever this is now. It's fine. This is so fine. It's delightful, actually. And I don't feel pain because I'm not looking down anymore. This is good. I need the lore, if you will. Lore? Well, I can't reveal too much because some of it I'm planning on using for in the future, I should say. When I finally get like a custom design and when I start making lore videos and things like that. So some of it has to stay a little secret. Some of it has to stay a little bit secret, But I can reveal little tidbits like that. Little lore tidbits. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the lore sneak peeks. I want to tell you guys so much, but I'm like, ooh, I mustn't. I know that I mustn't. It's for later. It'll be so important later. When I can make cool stuff for you guys. Fortil College. Fortil College. Fortil College? Yeah, maybe Fortil College. Let me see. But yeah. Lord, no, don't cry. Don't cry. No. Guys, don't cry. You know what? You'll have this info before you even know it. It'll be so nice. Have new lores before you can say a really long word. Hey, you guys remember the long words? Bring back some long words, and then eventually we'll be good. But yeah, lore drops. What else can I don't think I can share any of this other stuff. Oof. Yeah, no. This stuff I can't share, but Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, my beloved. New ASMR, saying really. I just yawned really a lot. It's funny because I'm not tired, but the rain sounds are making me tired. Whoopsie. Oh my god, Illuvio Fuscio Hippopa Cunurius. I don't even know. People with the fear of long words are cooked. They're done for. They're grilled and flambéed. Okay. See, maybe I should start looking for him. Because the more I yaw... Oh my goodness. What the? I accidentally duplicated my... I hope that didn't jump scare anybody. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry. Anyway. Huh? Give me one moment. Oh, the way. Huh? Well, we're not leaving just yet. I'm just, scoping, I think. Scoping out for... Because I don't know if you guys want to go, for our EU buckos. If anyone is still around, I don't know if you guys want to go into another ASMR stream. Yeah. The Kai does things? Oh, the Kai is doing things. Everybody point and look. Okay, then maybe I'll read, really long, old Roman names. Because Roman names are, horrendously long. The ancient ones. Like, what is this? Who is this guy? Titus, Virginius, Tricostus, Caliomontanus. That is one name, by the way. So, let's try that again. Titus, Virginius, Tricostus, Caliomontanus. I don't know. Oh, goodness. Oh, hello. Hello, Raiders. This is interesting. Hi. Oh my god, it's UD. Hi, UD. Hi. How are you? What were you up to? Wait, let me give you a shout out real quick. This should work. Hey. Oh, Stardew Valley? It's delightful. But hello. We're doing a little, many months promised ASMR stream. As I said, once we get to 100 followers, I would do an ASMR stream. So, that's what we're doing. We're not doing the whole whispering thing, but we are doing soft-spoken kind of vibe. So, been 100%ing Silksong today, and after I started a new playthrough, Stardew. Oh, Silksong! How is that? I've been hearing so much about it. I don't know anything about Hollow Knight though, but I've been looking at, I've been looking into it. I don't really know much about the lore though of Hollow Knight or anything like that, but it seems pretty sick. Seems pretty sick. Silksong was really great. Ooh, hell yeah. Kept on giving so many secrets. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That sounds awesome. I love secret kind of unlocking like Easter eggs and secrets and stuff. Some of my favorite parts of video games. But also the last couple bosses were pretty brutal. Ooh. Yeah, I've been hearing people say that it's like Dark Souls, and I'm like, uh-oh. That sounds rough. That sounds rough for sure. But oh, I should probably introduce myself, huh? Hi Raiders. Hi. I am His Royal Majesty. You can just call me Tass. And I don't normally stream ASMR, so if that's not your thing, I understand, because I'm not normally doing this, but thank you for the raid, UD, again. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, but I'm not normally an ASMR ASMR artist, I think they call it. But yeah, just for this occasion. You'd be surprised how Dark Souls-like it actually is. Interesting. I might have to check it out because I do love Dark Souls. In-world storytelling and how you interact with the NPCs too. Whoa, that's awesome. I might have to hold on. Let me get a look at it. Didn't it come out like super recently? It's only $20? That's crazy. Do you know how long the game is about? Like how much playtime there is? Because that's always something I like to consider too. You make a great ASM artist. I appreciate it. This is an interesting turn of events, I should say. Not normally so soft spoken, but here we are. Only 2 weeks old. Ah, yeah, I remember it being like really so many people were excited about it. Yeah. I took 500 hours. Oh, 500. My brain. 50 hours to 100% it. Oh, I see. I see. I see. A little more. Ah. But like, yeah, let's give it a rough estimate and say like 60 hours maybe. That's pretty, dang. That's a solid amount of playtime for, especially for the price. $20 is a huge bargain for, I mean, especially nowadays, I guess, where every game is like $70 to $90. It's getting rough out there. Getting rough out there for us gamers. Our wallets are looking quite rough. But yeah, thank you again, UD, for the raid. Understand if you must go, or if ASMR is not your thing at all. I do realize it is, for most of us, if we are in the, what do I call this region? The North American continent, then might be a little weird to be hearing ASMR at this hour, but I am doing ASMR for our many EU members of the Steepy community. We're doing now, and then we're gonna do another stream actually at nighttime when, you know, for my time at least. But yeah, and then I might never do ASMR again. I don't know. Probably not, unless you guys really liked this. Then maybe we'll see. But this might be the first and last ASMR journey, depending on how much you guys actually like it, I guess. Tis a treat. It's like a reward. I'm glad you like it. Yeah. For EU, we've got ASMR now, and then for North American, we've got more ASMR coming in too. So that works out. Perfect timing for me? Oh, heck yeah. It's almost midnight. Oh, goodness. Well, if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. And yet again, I appreciate the... Wait a minute. I don't think I'm following you from last time. Let me follow real quick. Let me make sure I'm following, because... Here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you want to stick around, obviously we're going to be hanging out for a bit longer before maybe raiding out to probably another ASMR stream, just to keep the vibe going, but we'll see. But yeah. And Uh, uh, oh goodness. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not even tired, and it's not even the time that well, okay. I say I'm not tired, but I slept really late. I did not go to sleep until about 4 a.m. my time, and then I woke up, I would say around 4 hours of sleep that I got. So the rain is making me also extra sleepy, but I must endure. I have to endure it. I just hope that my sleepiness rubs off on you guys in the EU section of things, so that you can also be sleepy. Hopefully. That's so real, but please, yeah, I was up till quite late, quite late. Because the palace had visitors. The palace had visitors, in fact, and you know, oh dear. No, it's so fine. I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Especially later tonight, I'll be able to get some good sleep. Now, what can I read? I already dropped some lore. I already gave you guys my extra random lores. So now I can nap between streams, right? Right? Okay, so I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to. But we'll see. We'll see if I think. We'll see if I'm I think that few hours recovery time of between now and when I'm gonna stream again might help. But if not, I'll let you guys know. Because I'm not sure how my voice is gonna do for that long. Because I'm also not normally speaking in a soft tone, which I feel like strains my vocals a lot more. Which is not ideal, obviously. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, okay, I did the crime? The crime? What crime? What does this mean? The crime? Really? I thought speaking softly is not that straining. Oh. Well, for me, I guess, I mean, you'd be surprised. It feels like the softer you speak, the more, because I'm kind of tempering my voice, if that makes sense. As opposed to just speaking freely, I think it takes a lot more out of my vocal cords. Discord? Or taxes? Taxes. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. This is wait, let me save this. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh. Hold on. I have to bring what is this? Oh, not that. That's the old one. That's the Artex. That's the Artex. Hold on, let me get the oopsie. me get. Let me put it on here. This is the mo. Oh, that's too. Wait, shrink it. Shrink it down. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Wait. Oh. And you did all of the flowers? Wait. How the heck? Oh my god, you did them perfectly. The flower on top of the head with the leaf ears. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kai. I love it. Their little teabag tails. Oh my gosh. You gave the exact amount of flowers too, somehow. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. How did I do that? Oh my god, there's the lavender. And the... Oh my gosh. This is so delightful. Oh my goodness. Wait, God. The fact that you're in there sleeping... The fact that you're in there sleeping on a steepy... So peak. Yeah, I'm eating that. Eating it, I'm eating it. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for eye art. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is so... Goodness. I love this. Thank you, Kai. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. Isn't it, UD? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I love it. Thank you, Kai. That's beautiful. The little steepies. Oh, I can't stop looking at it. Everybody napping. Everybody have a nap. Take your nap, everybody. So cute. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to be loud, but I want to be so loud right now. I want to be so excited, but I can't because it's ASMR. Wow, thank you, Kai. Goodness. Well. Of course we'll have a nap. Forces all the steepies to have a nap. Everybody have a nap, thank you. Everybody have a nice little nap. Nappy doo. Oh man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Well, oh, what a thing to end on. With the flowers on their head and the little leaf ears and the... Ah! I love them. I love them so much. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well. Let me see here. The one laying on its side is me after all the fan art. You know what? And you know what? As you should. You must be restful. You're banned from fan art. You can't. You're doing so many creations. You guys, I'm being swamped. I'm being swamped by them. You guys are making too much stuff. I have to put my foot down. You guys have to stop making stuff. It's not allowed anymore. Ugh, man. Ugh. Allergies and I'm soggy. Soggy allergies. Okay. See. Out cold, but I must complete them. As you should be. So, about that. Right. Well, that's too damn bad. Guys, you can't do this. You can't do this. It's unfair. It's not fair. You have to be, how do I say it? Moderation. I need moderation. Oh my goodness. Hello, Sal. Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to the, what is it? The EU. The EU section of the ASMR. But you came in right towards the end. Because, in fact, going to end very soon so that I can prepare for the North American section of the ASMR. Hello, hello, fellow. Congrats on 100. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a journey. It's been a whole journey. But yeah. We are soft-spoken. We were reading Lord of the Rings earlier, but now we're just kind of... We've been hanging out now for about... How long has it been? Like 40 minutes? We've been hanging out. When I stay up for the American version anyway? No! No, you can't. Well, actually, knowing you, you might be awake. You might be awake by the time I do it. But yeah, we're doing the North American ASMR later in the day for me, I guess. But some of you might be crazy. I really shouldn't be. Hopefully not. Hopefully. Because it is already... time is it there? Wait a minute. I think it's 11? Yeah, or no, wait. No, it's midnight. It's midnight there, isn't it? Yeah. Hello, salut. Hope your day was quite good. Midnight? Nod? Well, yeah, midnight. Time will only tell for Kai. This is very true. I have come to know this. In our months and months, I should say. It's just saying it 1 month. Months. In the months that I have known Kai. Time means blinking and it's 5 a.m. I have learned this, in fact. So hopefully you'll be asleep by the time I'm streaming again. In fact, I could find an ASMR stream to throw you into so that I can assure that you go straight into slumber. I will knock you out. I will knock you out with ASMR stream somewhere. Gets banned if I show up somehow. I might get crazy. I might get crazy like that. Who knows? Who can say? Who can really say? Let's see. Let's try and find some random ASMR. Oh, goodness. Oh my goodness, whoopsie. POV me beating up the Kai? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Unless it is to sleep. In which case, Here. Here. Let's see. Um, 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 um. Wait a minute. I should check and see if anyone that I'm acquainted with. Well, honestly, probably not. Let's be honest. Probably not. No. Okay, no one is doing ASMR. Whoopsie. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot anyway. And to be honest, I'm not well versed in the ASMR sphere of Twitch. So this will be something. Wouldn't do much since I like getting pillow thrown at. Yeah, a bunch of soft little wait a minute. Actually, that would help. That would help a lot. Just bunch of soft things. I think Kat would fall right to sleep if a bunch of steepies were in the mix. Um. Let's see. Oh, there are so many ASMRs to choose from. ASMR artists, maybe. That's a word to say for sure. ASMR artists. ASM artists. I'm not sure what you put emphasis on, but anyway. Oh, cooking. Wait a minute, there's a cooking ASMR. That's something. ASMR artiste. Ah, yes. Let us go find another ASMR artiste. See. What do you guys think? Some rain? Should we continue with the rain vibes? Um, because we've got to knock Kai out. Because if Kai shows up to my later stream, that's gonna be something. when it feels weird now that it's quiet. My ears feel weird. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think these are definitely pre-recorded videos, but you know what? It'll be something. It'll be powerful. Then again, I don't know if a raid message really matters if it's like pre-recorded stuff. You know what? It's fine. It'll be so fine. Grab yourself a raid message if you'd like to, and if not, frankly, I don't think it matters because this is like a pre-recorded situation. So hopefully Kai goes to bed, and hopefully anyone else also is able to get some rest if you're in the EU. And if not, you can maybe just skedaddle from where we're going to. Let me go ahead and start the raid really quick. But yes. Hope everyone is able to go to sleep. If it's late for you, hope you enjoy your rest over there. And I'll see you guys maybe later tonight if you are part of the North American time zones. Same when listening to the same song an entire day and then stop. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm so used to hearing the rain. Whoopsie. Banner shall continue after homework, then attending the night stream. What night stream? Joys. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. See you guys later for actual ASMR during a time that's actually sleeping. I suppose. Okay. Bye bye, everybody. Hope everyone's able to get some good rest. And if not, whatever you want to do. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. Thank you. I'll see you. I'll see you later. Stay hydrated. Get some snacky meal. Get some rest. Yeah. If for stream, take care of your neck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely have to do that. Okay. Bye. We're leaving. Bye bye, Steepies. Enjoy. Thank you.